North Wales, famous for snowdonia and spectacular coastlines. But I'm here on the banks of the Menai Strait to visit Anglesey Sea Zoo, where the keepers are working hard to save one of Britain's most unusual and unexpected marine animals. Hi, Frankie.
Hi, Mike. Nice to meet you.
Frankie Hobro is a marine biologist and owner of the zoo. And she's leaving it up to me to find the little critters.
Not in here. No, definitely not this one. That's not it either. Ah, here we are. In Greek, its name is horse sea monster. But to you and me, it's the weird and wonderful seahorse.
With the head of a horse, the tail of a monkey, the body of an armadillo and the eyes of a chameleon, the seahorse is surely one of the ocean's most bizarre creatures.
One thing I know is they're not a horse. So what are they, Frankie?
They are fish. They do have a face that looks quite similar to a horse. Unlike other fish, they swim upright, and the dorsal fin is on the back of the body. That can beat up to 60 times a second, and that propels them forwards. Their pectoral fins have moved right up behind the eyes on the top of the head, and they give them directional movement.
Although most people think of seahorses as tropical, this particular species, the short-snouted seahorse, can be found right here off our British coasts. But this is by no means the most surprising thing about them.
Now, not only do they look wonderful, but they have a unique form of reproduction. The males giving birth.
That's right. It's quite unusual.
This must be underwater love. The way I feel it sleeping all over me.
We're not exactly sure why, but the most likely reason is that it allows the male to be pregnant for 7 months of the year. The female is basically producing eggs while the male is incubating the eggs. So as soon as the male has hatched the fry, which is the name for the baby seahorses, he can then incubate another set of eggs so he can permanently reproduce all throughout the season.
So what happens when a male gives birth then? If that's not the most unbelievable statement.
Well, the pouch is quite similar to the womb of a mammal, so he literally has contractions and squirts the fry out into the water around him. We've got some in the back if you'd like to come and have a look.
Absolutely. These seahorses are perfect miniature versions of their parents. They're great to see, Frankie, but why are you putting them into these glass orbs?
What we're doing here is recreating the conditions that would naturally happen in the wild. So when the fry are first born, they'd be swept away in the waves and the currents, and the bubbles in the tank recreate that.
So they're swirling around in the orbs, but obviously in the sea there's going to be food. What do you feed them here?
We feed them tiny crustaceans. You can see them swimming around there. We put these straight in the orb with them, so there's plenty of food available for them to forage on. Seahorses in general globally are very threatened. 32 of the 33 species are endangered.
Why?
There are several reasons. The major one is Chinese medicine. Over 20 million seahorses every year are collected for Chinese medicine. They're also collected as souvenirs. People like to take them home as dried souvenirs from holiday. And for aquaria, people want them as pets at home.
But we've seen here how difficult it is to rear them. You know, if you want to have seahorses, come to the Sea Zoo, and hopefully you're going to be reintroducing them back into the wild at some point.
That's what we're hoping, yes. If we can successfully rear them to maturity and breed from them, then we can produce enough adults in different zoos and aquaria, hopefully, to reintroduce them to the wild around the UK.
Best of luck with your work.
Thank you.
It's been brilliant to get close up and personal with these charismatic little critters. And with the help of zoos like this, hopefully their future's a much brighter one.